Hey, what's up and welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to be giving a review for the movie Spider-Man Far From Home. Now this is a sequel to Spider-Man Homecoming, which I have right here, and of course you know this is the actual first full-length feature with Tom Holland in the role of Peter Parker Spider-Man, because you know he already appeared like in Captain America, you know, and so on. But this particular film, I had some issues with Spider-Man Homecoming, but it turns out this time around, I actually really did enjoy this one a lot. And it's actually directed by the same director again too, John Watts. He also returned to actually direct this film too as well. And you also have Tom Holland, he's back in the film too as well as like Peter Parker Spider-Man, of course, you know. And you also have like various other characters and so on making appearances too as well. Now in this film, Peter Parker himself, he actually goes on like a school trip to, I think it's like Paris, like Italy, you know. They actually take a trip to this location, but at the same time, Nick Fury shows up secretly, and he knows, of course, that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, and he secretly wants Spider-Man to help him take on these supposed super, like, I guess you could say these things known as the elementals, and I think it's like 5 different ones. I know it's like a certain amount of them, you know. You have like a flame one, you also have like a water one, you know, and so on. And I think it was even like but it was mentioned the other ones too as well. Now at the same time, you know, you also have Jake Gyllenhaal, who shows up as Mysterio, and he's apparently from like another Earth. So this is actually confirmed that there is like, I think, like a multiverse within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now while all this is going on, you have a Spider-Man who has to take on these various different elementals and other things too. And at the same time, he's of course, as usual, trying to balance like a relationship between him and Mary Jane or MJ, who is again played by Zendaya, I think that's how you pronounce it, you know. And you also have Ned Leeds, who returns as like Peter Parker's like best friend. He's played by Jacob, I think Bastion, I think that's how you pronounce it. Marissa Tomei returns as May Parker in the film, and she has like limited screen time, but she's actually there at one point. And I think it's kind of cool that she actually accepts that Peter Parker is Spider-Man in the film. I think that's cool. She actually pushes him to actually carry his costume with him when he takes his trip to like Italy, you know. She actually pushes him to take his suit with him just in case like something happens, and of course stuff does happen. So I think that's kind of cool that they have that nice little touch, you know, with her really being very accepting of him being Spider-Man, you know. Now also in the film you have John Ferraro. He actually returns too as well. He gives like Peter Parker like advice from like Tony Stark, how he always touches on the things that Tony Stark wants him to do, you know. And if you haven't seen Avengers Endgame, you know, tragically something did happen to Tony Stark, and I'm not going to really spoil that, you know. But yeah, he's also there to provide him with like gadgets and so on and everything like that. Even like other suits, you know, at times he gets, you know, put on, I think comes from him and so on, you know. Now I thought Jake Gyllenhaal was awesome as Mysterio, and the actual like visual look of the film was very cool as well. There's like so many like things in the film that I want to touch on, but I can't because it actually spoil the whole film, you know. It actually just ruined it, you know. I mean, there's certain things I want to say, you know, or say about certain characters or certain things in the film, but then they're just like, could just spoil it, you know. So that's why I didn't want to really go into it too much, you know. So I just leave it at that. But I think Tom Holland, as always, was awesome as Spider-Man, you know. And I still feel like this Spider-Man that we have now with him playing him like a Homecoming, and this one now, it has like a more of like a lighthearted tone compared to like the ones like with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. I feel like this Spider-Man is kind of more like, has like a more lighter like tone, you know. That's the only thing I'm kind of against, but it's still okay, you know. Now I'm trying to touch on things, you know, that I miss, you know. But overall, this film did have some awesome like action scenes, like especially like the opening action sequence where they're fighting like I forgot what the water guy was known as, and they're fighting him. It was like awesome, like the visual effects of like Spider-Man taking him on, and it was actually Peter Parker. You know, you actually had Peter Parker who was doing it. You know, Peter, he didn't have one in suit at that particular moment, but that moment was awesome. Then there was also a scene with the elements, like the fire one, they had to fight too as well. And Mysterio, he was helping like Peter Parker along and all that. And it's so obvious, you know. I was even noticing this like in the trailers what was going on, you know, with some of the characters. I'm not going to touch on that. Well, I was suspecting what was going to happen, you know, but it's, you know, I was seeing that this character wasn't going to be like this and that and this and that. So I was accepting that, but I was already kind of had suspicions of what was going to be happening with these particular like heroes or villains, you know. But overall, I thought the film was pretty good, and I like I thought Samuel Jackson, as Nick Fury, he had like a strong chemistry with like Tom Holland's like Peter Parker out the film. Even Spider-Man, they have like a lot of moments where they're really together. I was kind of surprised at that, you know, that Nick Fury has such a strong presence in this film. You know, I thought that was kind of awesome, you know. But overall, in the end, Spider-Man Far From Home, I really did enjoy this much more than Spider-Man Homecoming, you know. And there's of course like Easter eggs at the end for me. I have to watch all the credits or so to get glimpses of what they're going to be doing with the other films, you know. You actually get to see, I think, references to like other like Marvel films and so on. Because I think this is supposed to be like the end and the start of the new phase of like the Spider-Man films, you know. So I don't know what's going to be going on with that, you know. But in Spider-Man Far From Home, it was a very fun, entertaining movie. I really enjoyed it much more than Homecoming, you know. And this is probably one of the funnest, like, most exciting Spider-Man films I've ever seen. I still think it's nowhere near on the level like Spider-Man 2, which was directed by Sam Raimi, you know, with Tobey Maguire. Had Octopus as a villain. I still think that's one of the best superhero movies they ever made. You know, I don't think they ever probably make another Spider-Man film that good, you know. But it still does really hold its own, you know. So I'm giving this a B-. And I would definitely recommend it for like fans of like Spider-Man, you know, and so because he is my second favorite superhero, you know. So that's why I was really so hyped to see it. And I'm thinking about seeing it again, you know. But yeah, I'm definitely giving this a B-. Please leave a comment and subscribe too as well.